Real quickly before we begin, I want to thank this video's sponsor, carmarshal.com. Carmarshal.com can save you lots of money on buying used or new vehicles, cars, trucks, school buses. If you want to save money, I'll have a link in the description down below. I know I'm going to...
This is video you'll only see here on Fox 5. A corrections officer tasering an inmate who was restrained in a chair inside the jail. Now, the inmate's lawyer says he was left with burns on his body from that taser.
Now, the GBI filed charges of battery, violation of oath of office, and making false statements against the Polk County Corrections Supervisor. Fox 5's Morris Diggs joins us now live with a closer look at this exclusive video. Morris?
A Carrollton lawyer represents the inmate named Brandon Kaufman. Harry Daniels has filed a federal lawsuit claiming unnecessary force. And Daniels says this jail surveillance video tells it all.
The video shows Mr. Kaufman jerking, shaking.
This is the Polk County jail video attorney Harry Daniels is describing. A jail supervisor decides to tase one or two inmates seated in restraint chairs.
There's no rationale whatsoever, not even scintilla of rationale.
The state examined the use of force in the case, and the officer to the left of the screen gave an interview to the GBI describing what took place.
Dallas took his taser, took the cartridge out of his taser, and drive stunned Mr. Kaufman while he was strapped to the chair, could not move.
Describe for our viewers what's the impact when you use a taser in that way.
Well, as you can see from the photos, that Mr. Kaufman suffered several burns, which are permanent, and not just the electric shock going through your body, but the burn of the taser as well.
The inmate is Brandon Kaufman. In a rare action, the GBI filed charges against the jail supervisor, Harry Dallas Battle. There's a false statement and violation of oath charge, both felonies, also battery. And Kaufman's attorney has obtained this additional piece of surveillance video showing the supervisor walking down the hall.
Battle walks around Polk County jail with tasers on inmates. He walks around with the taser out to show a force. Like, it's just like an officer on the street walk with his gun out. That is completely against our society and morality.
Now, while the GBI took this rare step of filing criminal charges in a police or law enforcement use of force case, the Polk County grand jury came back with a no bill. That is a no indictment in the legal terms. Now, we have reached out on the number that we have for Mr. Battle, who is no longer with the Polk County Sheriff's Department. So far, we've not been able to reach him for any comment. Reporting live from Carrollton, I'm Morris Diggs, Fox 5 News.
All right, thank you, Morris.
Watch, deputy tortures man in restraint chair, repeatedly tasers him in the groin, no charges. Horrifying video has just been released showing a sheriff's deputy torture a man in a restraint chair by repeatedly tasering his bare skin, causing severe burning and permanent injury. By Matt Agarist, May 25, 2018. Polk County, GA. Disturbing footage has just been released this week showing the incident that led to a Georgia jail supervisor being charged multiple felonies. In the video, Deputy Harry Dallas Battle is seen repeatedly tasering a man in the midsection while he is strapped in a restraint chair, a clear act of torture. The man being tortured, Brandon Kaufman, has filed a federal civil rights lawsuit against the jail after he was left permanently injured by the incident. After being seen on video torturing a restrained man on July 7, 2016, Battle was arrested the following August. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Battle was charged with battery, making a false statement, and violation of oath of office. However, even though Battle was charged after investigators watched the video, when the Polk County grand jury heard the matter, it did not return an indictment. After torturing an entirely restrained man on video and lying about it in his report, the deputy escaped all charges and was allowed to quietly resign from the sheriff's department. Dallas took his taser, took the cartridge out of his taser and dry stunned Mr. Kaufman while he was strapped in his chair, the deputy in the room with Battle told Kaufman's attorney. As you can see from the photos, Kaufman's attorney noted, he suffered several burns, not just electric shocks going through your body but the burn of the taser as well. Indeed, as the graphic photos show, Kaufman suffered multiple burns all over his midsection, revealing the horrifying nature of his torture. Had it not been for Kaufman's attorney, Harry Daniels, the public would have never seen this video. After watching it, one is left questioning how on earth a grand jury would return a no bill. As the video begins, Kaufman is seen strapped to a restraint chair. Next to him is another inmate who is also in a restraint chair. Although the reason for the inmates being placed in the restraint chair is unclear, what is entirely clear is that neither of them posed any threat whatsoever. As Kaufman sits entirely helpless in the chair, Deputy Battle repeatedly tasers him on his bare skin for absolutely no reason. In what looks like a scene out of a horror movie, as he tasers him, the deputy moves in, grabs Kaufman's leg and puts his head next to his victim's as if he is getting off on it. Another video, also obtained by Daniels, shows Battle herding inmates around with the taser in their backs. The use of a taser in this fashion is not only unjust, but against all taser policy. Battle walks around Polk County Jail with tasers on inmates. He walks around with the taser out. It's a show of force, Daniels said. It's just like an officer on the street walking around with his gun out. That is completely against our society and morality. Below is the horrifying video. If you'd like to let the Polk County Sheriff's Office know how you feel about their deputy being allowed to resign while facing no charges, you can do so on their Facebook page, here. Police torturing other human beings with tasers, while they're strapped in restraint chairs, is something that should never happen in the ostensible land of the free. Sadly, however, as TFTP has reported, it does. Jordan Norris knows all too well about police torture in America. In the extremely disturbing video that TFTP reported last year, Cheatham County Sheriff's deputies are seen holding Norris down with a gag while another deputy sadistically and repeatedly deploys the taser. Naturally, Norris squirmed as 50,000 volts ran through his body. His movement seemed to provoke the deputies, who responded with more taser strikes. At one part in the video, you can hear a deputy tell Norris, "I'll keep doing that until I run out of batteries." These are just two of the incidents which were caught on video. How many more of these exist that have been swept under the rug?
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County, and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.